Necesitas reír.
I'm Frank Lee, and these are odd things. This odd thing was brought to my attention by my mama, Mother Lee. Belize. This Central American country hides one of the most beautiful and most dangerous oddities in its barrier reef, the Great Blue Hole. This beautiful blue pool of death is 410 feet deep and nearly 1,000 feet across at the top. Upon hearing that there were tracks found at the bottom of the blue hole, I knew I had to investigate. Reports from Richard Branson and Fabien Cousteau state that the tracks at the bottom of the blue hole are simply remains of animals that fell into the oxygen-free environment. Thinking this idea was shit, I decided to check it out for myself. So I hopped in my private helicopter and made my way down to the tropical paradise of Belize. I sat down in Belize City on the eastern coast and got down to business. After filling up with 38 servings of chimole soup and 19 bottles of Mr. P's genuine cashew wine, I went to Jaguar Adventures and started probing. I asked the lead dive instructor, "What do you know about the Great Blue Hole?" He told me that he could take me out there to see it on their next diving tour. I politely informed him that I didn't need help finding it. I wanted to know what monsters lurked in the depths. He said there are no monsters. After a sudden exchange of unprovoked insults and being tossed into the ocean, I decided to pull myself ashore and start my investigation. I rented a speedboat and made it there in 10 minutes. Knowing that the depths of the hole were filled with hydrogen sulfide, I decided to bring the best in protective dive gear. In case you didn't know, hydrogen sulfide is a corrosive and flammable material that smells like ass and is produced by death. As I jumped into the water, I couldn't help but think, I love my mama. As I sank, watching the walls of the sinkhole for signs of movement, I realized there was something odd about these walls. So I grabbed a chunk of the limestone using my trusty pick. Naturally, I used my Polaroid camera to document my descent into the anoxic zone. Floating around the dark turned up nothing, so I returned to the surface. Frank Lee, disappointed. You may think, well, this is a shit story. But when I returned home, things got odd. I had some tests run on the limestone I took, which revealed high levels of calcium, which is left behind by decay of crustaceans and sea life. This, coupled with the presence of high amounts of hydrogen sulfide, told me one thing. The Great Blue Hole is not a sinkhole. My theory as to the creation of the blue hole is that a giant worm tunneled through the area, got stuck, and died. As its body decayed, it left behind its calcium shell to create the gigantic limestone cave. The worm was so large that the decay left behind a large deposit of hydrogen sulfide, and until the ocean rose to fill it in, it smelled like ass across the world. If you have an odd thing you think I should know about, send articles, links, or stories to FrankLeeOdd@gmail.com. I'm Frank Lee, and these have been Odd Things. Have a wonderful day.